Hi, and welcome to the first international workshop and prize challenge on agriculture vision. This is the prize challenge result summary. So the first agriculture vision prize challenge aims to encourage research in developing both novel and effective algorithms for agricultural pattern recognition from aerial images. It's a semantic segmentation task where we provide a bunch of farmland images for participants to try to recognize and segment some of the commonly found field anomalies on the farmlands. The dataset we provided in this prize challenge is a subset of the original agriculture vision dataset introduced in our main CVPR paper. In the original dataset, we collected more than 90,000 high-quality aerial images from around 3,500 farmlands across the US. And each of these images has the regular 3 RGB channels, as well as a near-infrared channel with up to 10 centimeters per pixel resolution. We also provide 9 types of anomaly patterns in the original dataset based on their importance to farmers, as well as to agricultural studies. In order to create our dataset, we first capture all the farmland images with specialized cameras mounted on aerial vehicles. We used a few camera configurations across the images from the past 3 years. For example, in 2018, we first used 2 Nikon D850s to capture the near-infrared, red and green channels, and simultaneously use a Nikon D800E to capture the blue channel. And in 2019, we used a wide area multispectral system to capture all 4 channels. The primary types of farmlands we covered are corn and soybean farms, and these farmlands are mostly located in Illinois and Iowa in the US. We also did color calibration for all 4 channels for each image, and we did it by first computing the 5th and 95th percentile pixel values, then clip all the pixels within this range. Next, we did a subsampling of all the farmland images. If you look at the image on the left, these images can be extremely large, whereas some of the farmland images even has a side length of up to 30,000 pixels. You can also see that the annotations sometimes only cover a small portion of the image. So since we want to simplify this problem, in our current stage, we subsample all these annotated areas by cropping 512 by 512 pixel regions from the images. We also want to make sure not to rescale the images during the cropping process to preserve the resolution. So for annotations larger than the window size, we simply crop them into multiple patches, and this gives us the original agriculture vision dataset. So this brings us to the challenge dataset. As mentioned before, the challenge dataset is a subset of the agriculture vision dataset. This challenge dataset contains more than 20,000 images, roughly split in a 6:2:2 ratio, and each of these images is a 512 by 512 image with RGB and a near-infrared channel. And in addition to the 4 channels, we also provide a boundary map that indicates the boundary of the farmland, and a mask that indicates the invalid pixel areas. For this challenge, we evaluate 7 classes, including cloud shadow, double plant, planter skip, standing water, waterway, weed cluster, and finally the background class. The Agriculture Vision Prize Challenge is a semantic segmentation task. So to evaluate model performances, we use a popular mean intersection over union metric, or MIOU. However, there's one difference between our dataset and most other segmentation datasets, and it's that our annotations can overlap with each other. In order to accommodate for this, we make a slight change when calculating the MIOU. The basic idea is to allow prediction of any target labels in that pixel to count as a correct prediction, but also penalize a model that predicted none of the target labels. And to do this, we modify the computation of the confusion matrix by 2 rules. First, if the prediction matches any of the target labels in that pixel, then we count all the target labels as true positives and add them to the matrix. But if the prediction doesn't match any of the labels, then we count all of them as false positives and again add them to the matrix. And finally, we calculate the MIOU as usual across all 7 classes. The Agriculture Vision Prize Challenge was held between January 27th and April 20th on CodeLab. During the challenge period, we had more than 50 teams participating with more than 30 submissions. The submissions were ranked by modified MIOU previously introduced, and the teams with top performing methods were asked to submit their trained model, the code, and also the method descriptions for validation. And finally, the top 3 best performing teams with a valid submission were chosen as the prize recipients. And here's the results for the top 10 submissions as of the end of the challenge. After selecting the top performing teams and verifying their final submissions, we have decided on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place of the prize challenge. The first place of the Agriculture Vision Prize Challenge is Team DSSC from Agency for Defense Development. They achieved a modified MIOU of 63.9% on the leaderboard. The second place of the Agriculture Vision Prize Challenge is Team Sungjae as an independent participant. The team achieved a modified MIOU of 62.2% on the leaderboard. The third place of the Agriculture Vision Prize Challenge is Team SCG Vision from Norwegian Computing Center and the UIT Machine Learning Group. The team achieved a modified MIOU of 60.8% on the leaderboard. We would like to congratulate the 3 winning teams, and we will contact these 3 teams in private shortly. Unfortunately, the second place was not able to give a presentation, but please feel free to take a look at the presentations from the first and third place in the upcoming sessions. To summarize, the first Agriculture Vision Challenge has been a success, and we would like to thank all the participating teams for their efforts toward developing better solutions to integrate vision in agriculture. To continue encouraging research on vision in agriculture, the evaluation server will be kept online. Interested researchers are most welcome to request the Agriculture Vision Challenge dataset from us and test their solutions on the server. Finally, we hope to see more talents joining us in research for vision in agriculture. Thank you very much, and please feel free to take a look at the challenge presentations.